Welcome to 5 and 5 from the One Stop Co-op Shop, where I discuss 5 key elements of a game in about 5 minutes. I'm Michael Kelly, and today I'm looking at Paleo from Z-Man Games. No disclaimer for this one, I bought my own copy. I'm a fan of survival games as well as cooperative games with cool card play and discovery. Does this game fit the bill? Let's find out and get to the list. So to start out at number 5, I'm going to focus on the cooperative play, and for me it's a bit of a mix. On the positive side, the conversation that can happen around the card choices in the game and the chances for players to cooperate works really well. Each player looks at 3 cards at a time and picks one to resolve, but I can see what you're going to resolve and kind of tailor my choice so that if I need to drop my action and help you out with yours, like help you with my spears to take down some big woolly mammoth, I can do so. So that works well, and the table talk is generally pretty lively, but on the negative side of this one, with so much information out in the open, there's definitely the possibility for alpha players to take over, so you have to watch out for that. And also, I think some players aren't going to love how to help somebody else, you basically have to drop your own turn and not resolve your own card. That might not be fun for some. But we're going up to a pro for my number 4, and that's the day and night structure of the game and how you'll go through the deck of cards over and over again. So in a given round of the game, first you have a day where you divide all the cards between the players, and the day does not end until you've gone through every card, either discarding or playing it. And then you have a night phase where you have to feed all your people, and based on the scenarios you're playing, pay some other costs or potentially lose the game. And just in basic concept, this already works well because your days are focused on getting the materials you need to survive the night, but at the same time you have to actually pursue victory points and not just stay alive. But the thing that I love most in this aspect of the game is the fact that since you go through that action deck so many times, you're kind of tailoring your environment to fit what your people have accomplished. If you clear out some big hazard, it will never bother you again. Whereas if you overhunt and kill all of the animals that could feed you, you won't get very much food for the rest of the game. So it really feels like you're in this realistic thematic world making tough choices for the survival of your clan. But speaking of survival and overcoming the odds, that goes into my number 3, and this is a mix again. On the positive side, most survival games partially focus on the idea of increasing your technology or your ability or your resources so you can survive easier and easier and face greater challenges. And Paleo has that in spades. Between the dream cards you can add to your decks, destroying hazards as I already mentioned, and building tools to help you overcome greater and greater odds, you feel so in control and powerful as you get to the late game especially. But that's also where the negative comes in because the game can swing a little bit too much either way. If you get your build-up going too quickly, then you can have an end game where it's kind of obvious you're going to win, but you just have to go through the motions for several rounds to get the victory points you need. And on the other hand, when you try to counteract that by really upping the difficulty, you can sometimes make it to where you have to play 3 or 4 times to even survive the first day. So it's just a little tough to find the exact difficulty balance you might want. But back to a full pro for number 2, and it's a mechanic I already mentioned, but it is that idea of picking 1 card out of 3 to resolve. And the cool part I want to focus on here, a big part of how the game is advertised, is that you can see what's on the back of each card. So it'll show you it's a river, which will probably give you food, or a mountain that'll probably give you stone, or for this scenario, it's a mountain with a cave symbol on the back. What does that mean? And what I really like about this mechanic is that it gives the players very discrete, quick, tactical choices, just 3 cards to consider, but at the same time, in the clues you see on the back of the cards and what's revealed when you flip them to the front, you have a great mix of theme and incredible tension that keeps the game fun over and over again. And finally, I have one more pro at number 1, focusing on the scenario system. So in the game, they have these little scenario packs, each with their own theme and unique cards and goals and obstacles to overcome. And you can mix and match any 2 of them to create whatever combination you like, or add in a boss scenario to make it even tougher. And I love the flexibility of mixing these scenarios, the sense of discovery the first or second time you play them, where you find out what you can focus on or what those specific cards might be, or the little hidden gems in there. Though I do want to add what I just said is the small caution to this pro, in that some players will find that once they've kind of played through a scenario and seen its secrets, it might not be as exciting for them. Now, I've really enjoyed playing the same scenarios as long as I mix them with other ones, or honestly, playing the exact same pair can still be fun as long as you up the difficulty with the other variants they offer. But some players will really just love that sense of discovery, and once that's gone, I could see them getting bored with the play. Overall, I'd recommend Paleo to fans of survival games like Robinson Crusoe or This War of Mine, although I'll note that this one is much more accessible and easy to get to the table and easy to play with family or with gamers. And I generally recommend it to fans of thematic card games in general because there's a lot of fun and tension and theme in here. But on the other hand, if you think a sense of discovery is all that would keep you coming back to this game, eventually that will fade once you play through all the packs. And additionally, if you have a cooperative group that struggles with alpha player, this might be one to avoid because it definitely is vulnerable to it. And if you'd like to see playthroughs of the game, check the links that just popped up. We have a solo one with me on the main channel and a cooperative one from the streaming channel. Good gaming, and I'll see you at the next stop.